Elon Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. From an early age, he didn't quite fit in. He was quiet, awkward. He didn't play much sports. He read, all the time. By the age of 9, he had finished the entire encyclopedia. By 10, he was programming. At 12, he sold his first game, a simple space shooter, for $500. But outside of books and code, life was hard. He was bullied so badly in school that he once had to be hospitalized. He said later, "I was almost beaten to death." Even at home, things weren't easy. His father was strict, often cold, sometimes cruel. Elon didn't talk much about those years, but deep inside he made a silent promise. One day, he would leave. Not just South Africa, but the ordinary world. He wanted to live in the future. At 17, Elon left South Africa with just a suitcase and a dream. He moved to Canada first, then to the US, believing it was the best place to make the future happen. He studied physics and economics at the University of Pennsylvania, but college wasn't his final destination. It was just the launch pad. Elon had big ideas, too big for classrooms. He once said, "I didn't go into business to make money. I want to make things that matter." In 1995, he dropped out of a PhD program at Stanford after just 2 days. Instead, he and his brother Kimball started a software company called Zip2, working day and night. They had no apartment. Elon literally slept in the office and showered at the YMCA. They worked like machines. Eventually, their startup sold for over $300 million. Elon made $22 million from the deal. He was just 27 years old. But instead of buying a mansion or retiring, he doubled down. He put most of that money into his next project, an idea to revolutionize banking. The result? PayPal. PayPal wasn't always called PayPal. It started as a company called X.com, an online bank. People laughed at the name. They didn't understand online banking in 1999. But Elon believed the internet would change everything, and fast. He merged X.com with another company, and together they created what we now know as PayPal. Within just a few years, it became the biggest online payment platform in the world. And then, he was fired. While on vacation, the board of directors voted him out as CEO. They said he was too intense, too focused on risky ideas, too difficult. Most people would have taken their money and walked away. Elon made $180 million from the sale of PayPal to eBay. But instead of building a comfortable life, he did something insane. He took nearly all of his money and put it into 3 new companies. SpaceX to make rockets, Tesla to build electric cars, SolarCity to power the planet with clean energy. People said he was crazy. Even his friends begged him to keep some money aside. He didn't listen. Because to Elon, risk wasn't scary. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. The early days of Elon's new ventures were brutal. Tesla almost went bankrupt. People mocked electric cars, saying they were weak, slow, and boring. Journalists called it a toy for the rich. Batteries overheated. Cars caught fire. Investors panicked. SpaceX was even worse. Building rockets was something only governments did. Elon said, "Why not a private company?" People laughed. Experts said, "Impossible." Between 2006 and 2008, SpaceX launched 3 rockets. All 3 failed. They exploded. Millions of dollars gone. Years of work gone. Some of his engineers cried, and then came 2008, his worst year. The global economy crashed. Tesla was running out of cash. SpaceX had one last rocket launch left. If it failed, the company would die. Elon was out of money. He borrowed from friends just to pay rent. He later said, "It felt like being punched in the stomach every day." But he didn't quit. He couldn't. On the 4th attempt, SpaceX launched Falcon 1, and it reached orbit. A private company had built a working rocket. The impossible was now real. 2 months later, NASA called. They offered SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. Elon cried. His company was saved. With SpaceX back on its feet, Elon turned his full focus to Tesla. The world still doubted electric cars. Big car companies laughed. Oil companies hated him. But Elon kept pushing. In 2012, Tesla released the Model S, a sleek, powerful, all-electric car. It could go 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. It wasn't just eco-friendly, it was cool. Suddenly, people noticed. Car reviewers called it the best car ever made. The Model S won awards, fans, and investors. And slowly, public opinion changed. Elon's cars were no longer jokes, they were the future. He didn't stop there. He built gigafactories to produce batteries at massive scale. He opened supercharger stations across the world. He kept prices low by reinvesting profits into research. And just like that, Tesla went from nearly dead to dominating the market. But Elon wasn't finished. He wanted to change not just how we drive, but where we live. And for that, he needed to go even further. Elon always dreamed bigger than everyone else. While most CEOs focused on profit, he focused on the future of humanity. He believed humans needed a backup plan, a second home, just in case Earth became unlivable. His vision? Mars. Through SpaceX, he began building reusable rockets that could land themselves. People laughed again. NASA never did it. Russia never did it. But in 2015, SpaceX did. The Falcon 9 rocket launched and landed back on Earth. The crowd watching it live, they screamed like it was a moon landing. And for Elon, it was just the beginning. Next came the Starship, a massive rocket designed to carry humans to Mars. At the same time, he launched other companies. The Boring Company, to dig underground tunnels and fix traffic forever. Neuralink, to connect the human brain directly to computers. OpenAI, to ensure artificial intelligence helps, not harms humanity. To many, it all seemed impossible. Too much. Too fast. Too risky. But Elon kept going. He said, when something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor. By the late 2010s, Elon Musk was no longer just a tech founder. He was a global icon. He was on magazine covers. He was interviewed by every major news outlet. He was invited to speak at universities, conferences, even late-night shows. But fame came with a price. Elon's tweets started going viral, sometimes for the wrong reasons. He made bold claims. He joked about taking Tesla private. He criticized journalists, regulators, and even his own investors. Some called him arrogant. Some said he was reckless. But others called him honest, unfiltered, even heroic. He smoked marijuana on a podcast. He named his child XAA-12. He challenged other billionaires to debates, and once to a cage match. People didn't know what to make of him. But behind the wild headlines was the same person, the kid who once read science fiction under his blanket, dreaming of the stars. Despite the controversies, Elon kept building. Tesla became the most valuable car company in the world. SpaceX sent astronauts to space aboard a rocket built by a private company. He bought Twitter and renamed it X, aiming to turn it into an everything app. People still argued, is he crazy? Or is he a visionary ahead of his time? Elon Musk's story isn't just about rockets or cars. It's about relentless belief. A belief in himself, a belief in the future, and a belief that one person can change the world if they're willing to suffer for it. Because make no mistake, Elon suffered. He's been broke, he's been mocked, he's faced failure more times than most people try. He's lost relationships, sleep, friends, even his health. But through it all, he never stopped. He worked 100-hour weeks. He slept on factory floors. He read, coded, built, tested, over and over again. He said, I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. And that may be the greatest lesson of all. You don't need to be born a genius. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need the fire to start and the courage to keep going when it hurts. For English learners, Elon's story teaches more than vocabulary. It teaches persistence, creativity, and the power of thinking differently, because the world doesn't belong to those who play it safe. It belongs to those who risk everything for a better tomorrow.